Think of a better pitching matchup. Max Fried for the Braves and Corbin Burnes, a Cy Young winner for Milwaukee. Swing and a miss. Blew the fastball right on by. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Perfect location. There's that off speed. The pitch. Did he go? Yeah, he did. He's rung up at the plate. And he got Kane to chase. 7 strikeouts for Max Fried. Swing, fly ball. Well hit left center. Ronald Acuna has homer. Smoked and a diving catch it short. Dansby Swanson. Demeritte in. Sells out and he got it. Demeritte makes a diving grab. What a play.
Max deserves that one right there. Great play.
No double plays in the game yet. Spin swing and a miss. Second is on target. They got it. Strike him out. Throw him out. Ball game. What a way to end it. Man, oh man, what a great game. We welcome you to Atlanta for Mother's Day Sunday here at Truist Park. Yes, we celebrate moms, grandmas, breast cancer survivors, everybody in Braves country looking forward to a special day today as Braves baseball is presented by Truist. It's the Braves, it's the Brewers, a chance for Atlanta to win their second series and second game in a row before a packed house here on a cloudy day in Atlanta, Georgia. Yes, we salute Mom. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Hope you're enjoying your day with friends and family. Hope you'll enjoy the ball game as well, Jeff, as the Braves and Brewers take off in Game 3 of the series. Yesterday, as you just heard, a fantastic Major League game, and it started with Atlanta's defensive effort.
Yeah, and for all the moms out there, I hope the guys play defense for you like they did last night, because yesterday was outstanding. The Braves the last 4 or 5 years have been one of the top defensive teams in the league. Last night, they flex their muscles and show you why. Dansby Swanson, a couple great plays. First one, this one, diving, and then really the big one, Travis Demeritte to save 2 runs and keep the game at 1-0. Dansby with the backhand here, and then, of course, my favorite, to strike him out, throw him out to end the game. It's phenomenal. Great defense for these guys, and it's a big reason they won that game last night, 3-2.
So Atlanta has a chance, Jeff, to win this series. They've got Charlie Morton going. I know it's been a struggle for Morton, but maybe he found something in his last start.
Yes, I'm a little bit unlucky, as you see with the numbers there, 85.5 exit velocity, but not the control we're used to. Last 3 2/3 we saw in New York, we felt like he finally figured out fastball location and had that curveball working. Hopefully we'll see it today.
Charlie Morton versus Aaron Ashby. It's Mother's Day Sunday. I can't think of a better gift than a series win for Mom today. It's a lovely afternoon in Atlanta. Ronald Acuna Jr. is homered in 2 straight. Braves are starting to find their stride. We wrap up the series with the Brewers with lineups and first pitch on Valley Sports right after the break.
So I'm so thankful for her, thankful for everything that she still, means to me in my life and still does for me. I mean, I feel like they're like looking for excuses to do things for me, and just so kind, so loving.
Just very, very thankful for my mom and all the moms out there that, put all of us in this position to go out and do what we love.
We'll have Mother's Day greetings from the Braves all day long as we welcome you back to Atlanta. It is a glorious day, a chance to celebrate Mom. Lots of families here on a spectacular day for baseball. The sun's going to peek through in just a little bit, and hopefully that's a good omen for Atlanta as the Braves try to win their second series of the season, and against a real good ball club, the Milwaukee Brewers, who came to town streaking under their manager, Craig Counsell. Can't reiterate enough how fun that game was last night, Jeff. We saw everything. Defense, pitching, clutch closing work from Kenley Jansen, and oh yeah, Ronald Acuna Jr. put on a show too.
Both ways. Got a huge Braves win, but I thought it was the best played ball game we saw last night. It had a little bit of everything, and it was what you'd expect with 2 aces on the mound.
Well, another ace goes to the post today. It's Charlie Morton. I know he's been frustrated with the results, but as you said, Jeff, the metrics say he's pitched a lot better than his numbers indicate. Hopefully today's the day that he's rewarded for that good work.
Last Tuesday in New York on the doubleheader, 56 pitches in the first 2 innings. After that, he really went through and did a great job.
Swings and misses will be something we keep an eye on with Charlie Morton today. And he was facing a hot-hitting Brewers lineup with Colton Wong back in the leadoff spot. Christian Yelich has hit Charlie hard 6 out of 15 in his career. And Rowdy Tellez, their slugging first baseman, had an 8 RBI game on their just completed homestand against the Reds and the Pittsburgh Pirates. So for Charlie, 1-3, a 6.85 ERA. Time for him to go on a roll.
Yeah, and that doesn't, tell the story of the last 3 2/3 innings. Like I said in New York, it's the first time, Chip, we saw him really get in a groove, be able to control his fastball, and really threw the curveball exactly where he wanted.
So what are the 4 keys for the Braves to win 2 in a row, win this series, and get to within 2 games of 500 today?
Well, first off, he found something the other day in New York. Build upon that, take it into the start and give you 6 or 7 and get you feeling good. And then, of course, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. You heard Matt Olson say it. The majority of those moms are the ones that drove these kids everywhere. So hopefully we can give y'all a win on Mother's Day.
And you'll see a lot of pink caps, the pink cleats, the catcher's gear,
Yep.
all to honor Mom and Grandma today. The wristbands, too.
One of the best swag days of the year, as they like to say.
We'll have no trouble picking up the catchers today.
Yeah.
With the neon pink, and that's just the way we like it. As Colton Wong stands in. Colton 3 hits in the series, and Charlie Morton's first of the day is on the way, and it's off the plate. Problems for Charlie have been documented. It's been early in the game. He's given up a lot of runs in the first inning, 7 of them in his first 5 first innings of the year. And that's up and away, says C.B. Bucknor, the home plate umpire. 2 balls, no strikes. That's popped over the Brewers dugout, out of play. It's 2-1. Left-hand hitters and swings and misses. 2 stats we want to pay close attention to for Charlie Morton today. Lefties have worn him out. 2-1 count.
Lefties hit 357 off him this year. But again, I'll tell you, because of that curveball not having the bite that it is, these lefties have really been just locking in on that fastball for Charlie.
And he's a guy that relies on swing and miss stuff. Chases pitches that look like strikes that maybe don't finish in the zone. And there's the curveball, but it's whacked right to Ozzie Albies, and there's the first out. We've said it a lot about the Braves team as a whole. I think the same is true for Charlie Morton. You don't worry so much about him because there's a back of the bubblegum card. He started slowly last year, Jeff, and then won 13 of his last 19 decisions after a struggling first month for Brian Snitker.
Funny enough, we went back and looked at it. It was that 5th game where he started to turn around, and his 6th start he kind of took off. So hopefully you're going to see a little bit of the same here this year for Charlie.
Willy Adames is the hitter, a .236 mark. 2nd in homers, 4th in RBIs in the National League, and they are getting after it early. Fouled back, strike 1. Couple of former Tampa Bay Rays squaring off on Mother's Day. The pitch. There's a swing and a miss. Maybe not the location he wanted, but the result certainly works. It's quickly 0-2. One ball, 2 strikes for the Milwaukee shortstop. Base is empty, 1 out. Atlanta has a shift on for him. And that's fouled at the plate. William Contreras has the start behind the dish for the Braves. And Adames stays alive. Braves are trying to win their 2nd series. They're trying to hand the Brewers their 2nd series loss. Milwaukee dropped their opening series to the Cubs this year. 1-2. Struck him out looking. 2 up, 2 down. That's Charlie Morton like.
97 painted away. And you see how it started to tail back, and with the umpire like C.B. Bucknor behind the plate, Chip, he likes to call strikes. if you're around the plate like that, you're going to get the call.
I can't say how impressed I was with the way that pitch was presented by William Contreras.
He's done such a good job this year. I told you, he has improved so much in 1 year.
So Christian Yelich stands in the way of a 1-2-3 inning. Well, Yelich certainly has saved his best for two of the Braves' best pitchers. We talked about Kenley Jansen last night, and he's 6 for 15 head-to-head with Charlie Morton. Who pushes him off the plate for an even count. Yelich at 255, 4 homers, 17 driven in. The game's terrific hitters. And back healthy. He's on a nice roll for Milwaukee, whom the Braves will see next week up at American Family Field. The pitch. He's got the curveball back.
Yeah. Well, Milwaukee leaves here and goes to Cincinnati, so they get Cincinnati, the Braves, and Cincinnati. There's that curveball. We saw, what, 2 innings of no swing and miss in New York on that curveball, the first 2.
And already a couple of swings and misses in this game. That one tipped off the catcher's glove. And Morton will need another one here to try to take care of Yelich in the first inning. Milwaukee leads the NL Central, 2.5 game advantage over the Cardinals in what's already turned into a 2-team race.
Yeah.
The Braves start play 6.5 behind the Mets, who play a doubleheader with the Phillies today. The pitch. Close but low. Yelich trying to get Morton to get the ball up in the zone. Good take, even count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Breaking ball, fly ball, hit toward left. Ozuna's there, and Charlie Morton, he needed that. A 1-2-3 first inning. Here come the Braves on Mother's Day at home. Charlie Morton with a 1-2-3 first inning. Now the Braves come a-calling here before a packed house at Truist Park. A look at Brian Snitker's Toyota starting lineup. Ronald Acuna Jr. is going to lead off for the Braves. Olson, Riley, Ozuna, then Ozzie Albies. Duvall, Tamaret, Swanson, William Contreras is hitting ninth, and we'll feast our eyes on a young left-hander, Aaron Ashby, whom the Braves have seen before in postseason play. They really like him as a starter, although he hasn't yet won for Milwaukee this year.
Yeah, 7th appearance this year, 3rd start. They're trying to limit his innings, so going back and forth. He's had some starts, then he only threw 2 innings for Cincinnati, but a guy with a big arm, 94, 95 with a fastball, and his main pitch, that slider in at 83. He really does a good job of getting it in on the right-handed hitters. And like you said, another guy, a lefty that they really, really like.
And if the last name sounds familiar, it should. His uncle is Andy Ashby, who pitched for the Braves back in 2000. A lot of years with the Padres and the Phillies, the Dodgers too. Out of Crowder College in the great state of Missouri, as Ronald Acuna Jr. stands in. 1 ball, no strikes. Ronald's getting hot. Little tapper, slow roller. That's going to be an infield hit. Acuna has a 6-game hitting streak. All of a sudden, the soft hits, the bloops, the bleeders, rolling Atlanta's way.
Ronald saying, I can go 450 right center, and I can do this. Like you said, no chance. And that ball's hit to get Ronald out. He even was able to go cruise control about halfway down.
A hit's a hit, right?
Oh, absolutely. Like you said, we're owed a couple.
So here's Matt Olson. Matt looking for his first hit of the series. As you know, Olson destroyed left-handed pitching last year. His last homer came against David Peterson, a lefty for the Mets. Maybe Ashby will be the man that gives Olson a chance for his 4th homer. Big shift for Olson. A lot of room left side of the infield as Ashby fires to first. Like how aggressively the Braves have been on the bases. Look, it's no secret right now the offense isn't flowing the way we expect it to. But Snit's forcing the issue a bit, getting guys in motion. Let's see if Acuna does some running here. Yeah, it's a little high. There's that slider, even count. Ronald's 3 for 3 in stolen bases. That tougher with a left-handed pitcher staring at him. And a slide step works. Olsen didn't get it. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, 3 sliders in a row now to Matt.
Popped up. And Olsen's going to be retired. Acuna back to first, 1 man out. So Matt 0 for his last 11. And Austin Riley's coming up. I know it's Mother's Day, but for Austin Riley, this is a Mother's Day he'll never forget. It's the first as a new dad.
Yep, absolutely.
And as you said, he's got his dad power.
He's done good work. Not much yet this series, but the power for him has been outstanding this season. Picked up right where he left off last year.
Seven homers, 14 driven in for Riley, a .255 average. The Braves are 5-6 this year against opposing left-handed starters. Riley has punished lefties to a .345 mark. Slow roller, and that's kicked. Ashby couldn't time the hop.
I think that's going to end up being a hit because of where it went past him. He never made contact with this ball.
Yeah, he never touched it. He whiffed on it. I thought he kicked it for a moment, but it never touched his glove, and the Braves have 2 gifts.
And even if he does make the play, it would have been bang bang at first because of how slow it was hit.
So let's see if Ozuna and company can make Ashby pay. 2 on, 1 out. Marcel 1 for 7 in the series.
He gave it an error.
He never touched the ball.
I hear you. I'm just a messenger on this one.
Richard Muster is the official scorer. Richard's a good guy, good baseball man. We've known him for years. That's got to be a hit, doesn't it? 1-0. Swing and a miss, even count.
You know, a lot of times you'll see an official score like that, Chip, after the half inning, go back and take a look at it. You know, it could be something that they decide to change. I don't know, but that's, yeah. I know I want that hit if I'm hitting.
Acuna's going to steal third on a belly flop. So he's 4 out of 4 in swipes. Take what they give you.
Well, now you're a fly ball away. Great jump. Never had a chance, or even a, you know, ground ball that's not hit hard to the infield, and you get a free run.
Ozuna gave up the strike for the Acuna steal. 1-2 pitch. Narvaez handcuffed by that. Even count. Braves manufactured their last 2 runs last night, a trend we would love to see continue today. They won 3-2 in game 2. And the pitch. Up the middle. Might be 2. 1 and 2. That's the only place Ozuna could hit it that would end the threat, and that's exactly what happened. Tough break for the Braves. 0-0. We head to the second.
We're scoreless as we head to the second. Morton back on the mound, and Brian Snitker saying they did have the option with the schedule and off days of pushing Charlie back a couple days, and they went and talked to him, and Charlie said, no, I want to go out there. He felt like after finishing that last outing on a high note that instead of the extra rest, he wants to get this figured out. And he goes, you know, when I look at the video, it's not this, hey, you need to make this career-altering decision here, try to become a contact pitcher of anything. I've had points in my career that I've had to work through before, struggled plenty, succeeded plenty. The most frustrating part, he told me, guys, right now, is just being the guy in the rotation that's letting this team down. He goes, do you understand at this point in my career, I don't, that's not the guy I want to be. I feel like I would have had this figured out by now, but you could feel and sense in talking with Charlie, at least I could, guys, that for him is what's really getting him right now, and he's going to do everything he can to get back on track, and that's why we see him out here this afternoon.
Yeah, Kelly, I agree. I think a guy like him who the last 3 2/3 in New York kind of figured something out, and I'm sure he's saying, I don't want to wait till Tuesday. I need to get back out there, and I need to start pitching like I know I can. And I think we all agree, and I know Snit would tell you the same thing, I'm not worried about Charlie Morton. He's going to figure it out soon.
Well, he looked awfully good in the first inning, a 1-2-3 frame. As Rowdy Tellez skies one down the line foul and off the netting, strike one. As we said, we'll keep an eye on Charlie Morton. Swings and misses. 9 swings, 2 misses for Milwaukee in the first inning. That doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a big stat for him. He gets a lot of chases, pitches that are close to the zone. And look, he's a strikeout guy. And he's got one of those among the first 3 hitters he's faced. And the curveball has been really good. In fact, Jeff, I think if there was one pitch that had given him trouble, it was the curveball.
He was just missing by a lot, pulling it a lot to the lefties, to the back foot, and away from the righties. Close enough that guys weren't chasing.
And that one swung and missed. Tellez is not going to even run. He'll be tagged out by Contreras, and Morton has his second strikeout.
That's what we're used to seeing. The pitch before that, Chip, bottom part of the zone, curveball. Then what does he do? Subtracts a little bit more and gets Big Rowdy to swing at it.
So one away. Here's Hunter Renfroe. He hit a homer here last night, and it was a no-doubter. That came in the 7th inning off Max Fried, who was brilliant again. His 4th straight win in rotation for the Braves. So he's rolling. Kyle Wright's rolling. Let's get Charlie Morton on a nice roll. And the Braves, we hope, will trend in the right direction. They're 13-16 and 7-7 so far here at Truist Park. That's bounced foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now he's got Renfroe defensive. 1-2 the count.
That's the difference too. It's not like it's 3-2 now. He's getting 2 strikes on the first 3 pitches, something we saw him do so well last year. Now he can make these hitters expand, and he can get Chase off the plate.
All the metrics say Charlie Morton is right where he ought to be. All of them. In fact, his fastball's a mile an hour faster than his yearly average. But that one overcooked. That curveball. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Spin rates are good. One thing that's plagued Charlie, as we've talked about, soft hits. 11 of his 27 hits have been hit below 80 miles an hour. That's the worst such luck in Major League Baseball this year. And that one missed inside. Renfroe takes a 1-out walk. And Taylor's coming up. First base runner, a base on balls.
Every time you see Charlie go 3-2 changeup, trying to get Renfroe. I think it's a good pitch if you could throw him for a strike, because as a hitter, you're thinking 97 right there, or the curveball.
Ten fastballs, 6 curveballs, 4 changeups so far for Morton. And Tyrone Taylor drove in a run in the series. Taylor's in right for Milwaukee today. In there without Andrew McCutchen, placed on the COVID IL. Hope Andrew's feeling okay today. Look forward to seeing him back, perhaps when the Braves head to Milwaukee next. Smoked into left center field. That's down for a hit. Duvall over quickly to his right. Backhands. The throw is going to be cut off by Dansby. Throw to second and close, but not in time. Taylor hustling out of the box, beats the wrap at second. The Brewers have him second and third with one out.
Man, good play by Dansby here, trying to cut it off. Problem was he had to kind of just get down with his feet. He had to jump a tad too high.
And scored a single. Taylor takes second on the throw that was cut off. And here's Omar Narvaez, who's 1 for 3 in the series. Another left-handed bat for Milwaukee. Narvaez hitting .232. Braves will concede a run for a ground ball up the middle. Morton would love a strikeout here. 0-1 the count. Up and away for the Brewers catcher. 1 ball, 1 strike. A little surprised they gave Taylor a single on that play.
I didn't see him slow down much around first. That's why I was a little bit shocked.
That's another one that might be reviewed before the day is out, including Riley's infield play that was ruled in error.
If he slowed down at all, yes, because the throw go there. But if he never stopped, broke stride, then
yeah, you got to reward him for good hustle. Even with the throw heading toward third, he made it relatively easy. It was a good play by Dansby to make it as close as the Braves did. So as we've reached 2 o'clock, Charlie Morton's in his first bit of trouble. The pitch bends around the plate. Ball 2. 2-1 the count for Omar Narvaez. Lorenzo Cain would be next. And a good hitter's pitch coming, you'd figure, from Morton.
He's got to make a pitch right here.
He did. Narvaez tried to hit that over the chop house. It came up empty. Full count. Well, partner, what's he throw now?
I don't mind that same pitch coming back up fastball. Maybe you get a pop up in the infield. Out of that back foot curveball.
It was the breaking ball, and it's taken for ball 4. And the Brewers have loaded the bases. 2 walks, a single. All of this with 1 out. Now Lorenzo Cain is coming up.
That was the only problem with that curveball that worried me, is the fact that you're banking on him going after it, where I felt like if you got that high elevated fastball, even if you miss your spot a little bit, you might get some weak contact.
Well, here's Cain. Lorenzo off to a slow start at the plate. 0 for 7 in the series. Remember, the Braves tried to turn a double play on Cain in game 1. And he beat the wrap, and that brought home the go-ahead run for the Brewers as they won the opening game of this set 6-3. And he's a little late. 0-1 the count.
Man, you know, it's like anything when you're not feeling good at the plate. You tend to feel like you're 0-2 all the time, but you also, just like that, you swing at a ball down in the zone. You get yourself behind in the count because you want to put the ball in play so bad. I felt like the Braves last night had a much better approach with Burns. They put the ball in play some, and that's, you know, when you can try to relax like that, that's when you tend to do your best work instead of trying to, I got to put the ball in play. That's to me when you panic.
And here is Cain now 0-2. Morton a strikeout away, or a strikeout, I should say, away from the second out of the inning. And you're right, the Braves did an excellent job against Corbin Burns. They had base runners against him in every inning last night. They touched him for 2 runs and beat him. The pitch. That might set up the breaking ball. 1-2 the count. No shift for Lorenzo. Double play depth up the middle for Atlanta. The runners lead at every base. And the pitch. Charlie got the first 4 hitters retired. The last 3 have reached. And Kane, a smart hitter. A couple of walks. He's trying to wait out Charlie Morton here. The pitch. Full count. So now Charlie really needs to make a pitch.
Throw that 2-seamer in. I love that call right here. Try to get a rollover.
So here we go. 3-2. Tap foul. Kane hit that twice.
He was trying to get that fastball down, give him to bang it in the ground.
Lorenzo fouled it off, and I think he hit it again on the backswing. So the pitch count for Charlie about to be 40. With 1 out here in the second inning. Here we go.
Changeup again. It's about the 5th or 6th changeup we've seen from Charlie. Trying to incorporate that pitch a little more often.
Compliment that hard fastball and curveball. He's also thrown 9 sinkers in the game. And pitch number 41 is due. Renfroe, Taylor, Narvaez, the runners, and he struck him out. Took a little longer, but the result is a good one. 2 away.
You know, just that changeup, the pitch before at 89, you could tell Charlie 96 outside corner and got it past Kane.
So here's a familiar face, our old pal Jace Peterson, who played with the Braves back in 2016 and 2017. He hit 9 homers in an Atlanta uniform.
Dansby Swanson's brother-in-law. Had a good run here. Good player.
And a good guy too. First pitch swing, ambushed that and yanked it foul out of play. I'll tell you this, if you ever have a bench clearing scrum with the Brewers, you don't want Jace Peterson coming off the corner, do you?
No. Played football at McNeese State. If you go back and watch some of his film, we saw he used to always show us versus LSU when he came into safety and absolutely smoked the quarterback.
So Jace has carved out a real nice career with the Padres, Braves, Yankees, Orioles, now the Brewers. And he's up in a big spot in the game. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Made a couple of big pitches to get Kane. The next to Jace. Missed inside. It's an even count. Braves threatened in the first, couldn't break through. Morton trying to escape a mess of his own making. 2 walks and a hit. Have the Brewers bases loaded. There we go. 1-2.
The crowd get behind Charlie. Got a chance to pitch him out of this mess. Got the big strikeout now, 1 pitch away.
The right-hander ready. Here it is. Oh, that was close. Morton wanted that pitch. Didn't get it. 2-2.
That was shown a little better to the umpire. You see how they were trying to go away right there? And it's tough because you're setting up outside. If he's set up in the middle part of the plate, probably gets the call.
Fly ball towards center. Duvall is there, and Morton's going to get out of it. 2 walks, a hit, but 2 strikeouts and a flyout keeps our game scoreless. The Brewers load the bases. Charlie Morton got out of that with 2 big sequences against Kane and Peterson. Now the Braves' Ozzie Albies leads off the home second. And speak of the devil, Ozzie's our Coors Light Beating the Pressure feature. Jeff?
Yeah, last year had a great NLDS against him. Sit safely in 21 of the 25 games played versus Milwaukee. Over a 400 average last 12 home games against Milwaukee here.
Remember, with Ronald coming back from his injury, Ozzie was the leadoff man for the Braves. Now he's hitting 5th, and it seems, Jeff, like he's getting more comfortable. He's certainly been a lot more productive here over the last 4 or 5 games.
Ozzie's the one guy in the team that gets moved around the most every year. If there's an injury or something, because he's so versatile, able to do that. And I think that's why Brian Snitker loved him so much. Said anytime you tell him 1st, 5th, he said, I don't care, just put me in there. And I think that's what we've come to love about Ozzie.
6 hits in his last 4 games, and Narvaez got smoked with that foul ball. It's 0-2.
Oh,
no, thank you.
Yeah.
That foul ball always seems to find the unprotected spot.
Every time.
Shift on for Ozzie, who normally smokes left-handed pitching. And he inside outs that ball into shallow right. It's going to drop in front for a base hit.
I think that's the other reason Ozzie's one of my favorite players. We all know, Chip, I was a free swinger. Ozzie will take some swings sometimes that you think, what in the world? Look at this. Front foot bailing, the back foot going to the side, the bat coming, look at that, totally under like a lofted sand wedge, and he gets a knock.
I was going to say, that looks like one of John Smoltz's golf swings.
I love it. I love it.
So the Braves have their 2nd hit, and Adam Duvall is the batter. Look, we say it a million times. Put the ball in play, something good can happen. It did for Ozzie there.
Ozzie will always entertain you at the plate. There's no doubt about that.
So Ashby back to work, and taken low by the Braves center fielder Adam Duvall. Adam has a hit in the series, and this is where Adam's been so good. A 200-point batting average difference between men on base and the bases empty. He's hitting .310 with men aboard this year. Duvall's single came last night in the 8th inning. And we're looking forward to him getting going at the plate for the Braves. Swanson started to heat up. Demerit's been a spark. Told you Ozzie Albies now with a 5-game hitting streak. Acuna's given us a huge lift. The pitch in the air towards center, and a nice jump by Kane. He'll get there for out number 1. Back to first is Ozzie, and here is Demeritte, who saved the game for the Braves defensively last night. One of the best catches we've seen a Braves outfielder make, not just this year, but in recent memory. And factoring in the circumstances,
that's what
Jeff, that was the biggest part.
Where the game was made the biggest difference right here, because it was a 1-run game, and if this ball falls with 2nd and 3rd and 2 outs, they both score. And in that game last night, it was so pivotal. And you can see Max. You don't see many smiles from Max on the mound, but he appreciated that effort.
Saved him 2 runs and helped him win the game. I love the fact that Demerit was aggressive. He said, look, I'm taking a chance. If the ball drops, 2 runs are scoring. If it's behind him, 2 runs are scoring.
Yeah, anyways.
Right?
Absolutely.
So he totally sold out, made a full out dive, and a great catch. And this one is smacked up the middle, a base hit. Ozzie around second, was thinking about going to third, but he'll throw out an anchor, and Demerit has his first hit of the series. He's got hits, Jeff, in 9 of his last 13 games.
Well, he had a good approach. He's kind of been simple approach. A guy that hasn't tried to do too much. Very quiet stance, kind of lifts the leg up a little bit and fires through. Look, even off, I thought, you know, lefties, you expect them to be ready. He had some great ABs off Corbin Burns last night. Not an easy guy for a right-handed hitter to face.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. On a night where you didn't get many scoring opportunities, and the ones you had are against a Cy Young Award winner, the approaches were really good for the Braves. Took a lot of pitches, made him work. And now Dansby a chance to put the Braves in front, 1st and 2nd. It happens a lot, and it's just one of those quirks of the game. One of the many reasons we love the sport. One team loads the bases and doesn't score. It seems like the next half inning, the other team does.
Coming right back at you.
And we know how good the Braves have been this year when they score the first run in a game, which they did last night again. Braves are 11-1 when they score the first run.
With that bullpen down there, it really sets up well.
Dansby 6 extra base hits in the last 2 weeks. They play him straight away in the outfield to pull on the infield, and that's off the plate. Dansby hit an 8th inning home run here on Friday, right off the top of the bricks and on a bounce into the chop house seats. The pitch made him throw a strike. It's 2-1. Ashby's been a spot starter and a reliever for the Brewers this year. He's been terrific when he starts the game. The pitch coming into play today as a starter. 9 2/3 innings, 4 runs, only 1 earned. The one blemish, walks. He has walked 9 men. But so far, no free passes for the Braves today, but Atlanta's had 4 base runners. A double play took him out of a first inning scoring chance. Now Dansby way ahead in the count here, 3 balls and a strike. Now the Braves have him loaded. So there's that walk. And here is William Contreras. He had a 2-homer game in Texas. He and d'Arnaud have been a dynamic duo behind the plate. Jeff, that's today's Yellowwood bringing the lumber feature.
Yeah, and it's amazing, Chip. If you think about just a year ago, Braves catching, we were in trouble. We were trying anybody out at that point. You didn't want to bring Contreras yet up because he was so young, and now been a strength of this team. 5 runners caught stealing in the last 11 games. They were 0 for 18. 0, sorry, in the first 18 games. Contreras 3 for 10 with 2 home runs. And this season combined between the two of them, they lead the NL in hits and extra base hits.
Well, remember last year the Braves used 7 different catchers, 7 of them. Contreras was one of them. And now for the Braves, he's up in the biggest spot in this game. Bases are loaded, left-handed pitcher. And Ashby brings it and misses high and away. 1 ball, no strikes.
This is where if you're Contreras, you still want to be aggressive. If you get a good pitch, you want to go on it, but you also don't want to let Ashby out right now. You got to make him come to you.
Again, he's walked 9 men in 9 innings as a starter. He's walked a man in the second today. So be selectively aggressive, I guess, is the way to put it. And he can shrink his strike zone a little more here ahead in the count. Now it could be the size of a soup can. 3-0. And you'd love the bases loaded with a run in and Acuna coming up.
Yeah, I know we're an aggressive team right here, but I got to believe you're taking on this pitch.
4 miss in a row. Back-to-back walks. Contreras picks up his 3rd RBI, and the Braves lead 1-0 on a bases-loaded walk. And that old baseball saw comes true. They loaded him, didn't score. The Braves do the same and take the lead.
Good at bat. Good way to not be aggressive there. Sometimes you get in that situation, you want to be the hero, drive in 2 or 3 instead. Turn it over to Ronald.
So we talked about, jokingly, LeBron James leading off for the Braves today. How about Ronald's home run last night? This was all over social media, and LeBron James loved this.
Well, you see guys in other sports starting to do that, talk across, and I'll have to say it'd be pretty cool to get LeBron to tweet back at you.
The silencer. Well, if Acuna hits a home run here, it won't be silent here.
No. And watch out for this first pitch. A lot of times, coach goes out, talks to the pitcher. You just threw a bunch of balls in a row, Chip. If he throws this fastball here, look for Ronald to try to unleash.
He's got an infield hit in the game. The first pitch is high. He's missed with 5 in a row. Acuna looking for his 3rd career grand slam. And a .357 average. Chance to break the game open. Make him throw a strike. Right now, Ashby can't. The 2-0. On the ground, deep short. Adames, second base for 1. That's all they'll get. Acuna puts it in play. That'll bring home demerit. Ronald picks up the RBI. And the Braves extend the lead. It's now 2-0. Hit it in a perfect spot. They couldn't get 2 out of that.
No, and the replay, assuming he got a fastball in the zone there.
So here's Matt. Matt popped out his first time up. 2 singles, 2 walks, 2 runs for the Braves in the inning. And that's straightened him up inside. 1 ball, no strikes. One thing you love about Matt is he has terrific plate discipline. He's been on base an awful lot. He's not afraid to take a walk. Little pop, shallow left, might drop. It will drop. 1 run is in. Acuna flying around 3rd. He's going to try. Throw is going to be off target. Olsen's going to go to 3rd on the overthrow. Acuna scores from 1st on a pop into shallow left field. And after the bad throw, Matt all the way around to 3rd. Love it.
Thought from this angle the ball was going to drop, but then Adames hits right off his glove watch this, and knocked it far enough away where you have the outfielder in left field overrun Adames. And good hustle by Ronald, never stopped. Watch this. This is a good angle here. You'll see Ronald now. You see him starting to turn it on. He sees that, and he never stops, and Wash never stops him.
There's no way Wash can stop him. When he has a head of steam, he's not going to slam on the brakes. And the Braves have a 4-run inning. And Austin Riley, the batter.
I couldn't just hear how they scored. I figured that's a double and 2 RBIs.
So Olsen with a pop-up brings home 2 more. 4-0 Atlanta. And Riley takes a strike. He's behind 0-2.
How about that Mother's Day gift? Nice double and 2 RBIs.
And how about the Braves putting the ball in play? Riley dumps this one down the left field line. Long run near the warning track and foul. And we'll try again 0-2. That might go down as Matt Olson's shortest double in his major league career. But it snaps an 0 for 11. He now has 13 RBIs. And Charlie Morton now, Jeff, for the first time in a while, has 4 runs to play with.
Yeah. Got to feel good about that.
Two more errors for Milwaukee. They've made 7 errors in the 3-game series. And Riley is down on strikes, and that'll do it for Atlanta. First strikeout for Aaron Ashby. But the Braves manufacture 4 second-inning runs and give Charlie Morton a big lead. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Braves baseball on Bally Sports is presented by Truist. A terrific second inning. The Braves got out of a bases-loaded mess, then cashed in their first opportunity with a Brave everywhere. They score 4 runs. The Brewers kicking the ball all over the field here in Atlanta have made 7 errors in 2 games and 2 innings. Matt Olson with a bloop double picks up a couple of RBIs, and now Charlie Morton with a 4-run lead will face the top of the Brewers batting order today. Wong, Adames, and Yelich were 0 for 3 in the opening frame. Now hopefully, Jeff, Charlie can relax, go to work.
Yeah, you've given him, he got out of his tough inning, and now you hope, you know what, get 4 innings and just kind of cruise. Attack the hitter. You're in control now. You're up 4.
1 ball, 1 strike. Wind blowing gently toward the chop house. Skies starting to clear here in Atlanta. And that is pulled foul. Jeff is an amateur meteorologist. He was only an hour late on his forecast.
Well, I said
today.
by 2, so 30 minutes before the full sun peaked out.
Yeah, pretty good. Better than most, to be honest with you.
I kind of agree, right?
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Gig.
Right. Morton's pitch is hit the other way. A 2-strike hit for Colton Wong. So the Brewers have their first leadoff man on in the game. And Adames is up. He struck out looking in the first inning.
I'm a big fan of Colton Wong. I think he's a solid baseball player. Him and Ozzie by far the 2 best defensive players in the league. But look, they're both not big, both those guys, but they play and get every ounce out of what they have.
He's closing in, Jeff, on 1,000 games as a major league player.
Yeah, that's what I said. Both those guys right there be battling for Gold Gloves for many years.
So Morton back to the stretch with a 4-run lead. And that pins in for a strike. It's 0-1. Braves are rooting hard for the Phillies today. They're playing the Mets in a doubleheader. What terrible weather in the Northeast all weekend long. Finally getting some of those games in. Pitch is chopped foul. It's 0-2. If the Phillies could somehow sweep the Mets in that double dip and the Braves win today, you pick up a lot of ground in the division. The Braves 6.5 back at the moment. The Mets with a 5.5 game lead over the Marlins, who snapped a long losing streak yesterday. And that's the only team in the division at the moment over 500. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Adames down on strikes for the second time. Morton has 4 whiffs in the game. And Jeffy is starting to pick up more swings and misses.
Yeah, and Adames, a really good right-handed hitter. Look at that, just flails at that 0-2 pitch. That's what you hope now with this kind of lead. Charlie, like you said, can pitch on the attack. Not feel like he's pitching from behind.
Yelich lined out in the first inning. No trouble for Marcell Ozuna out there. The pitch. Strike 1. Yelich, one of a couple of recent MVPs, trying to have bounce back years. He and Cody Bellinger of the Dodgers. Fishing can get going after they leave town. They've got Cincinnati and the Marlins next on their road trip, while we've got the Red Sox and Padres coming to Truist Park. Off day tomorrow. And 2 with Boston beginning Tuesday night. Kyle Wright and Ian Anderson lined up for the Braves in that series. And we'll have them for you here on Bally Sports.
Yeah, one of the tougher homestands of the year, really, with these 3 teams, and kind of works out well schedule-wise with an off day on that Monday and Thursday to get your bullpen rested and have really almost every guy available down there. Same thing today. I got to believe every single guy in that bullpen outside probably Strider is available in this game today.
1 ball, 1 strike. Double play depth for Yelich. The pitch. And I think that hit him on the foot. And they ask if he swung. He did not. And Charlie Morton hits another left-hand hitter. Morton's hit 4 batters this year in his first 25 innings. And that's the pitch that it usually happens on. Overcooked it.
It's unreal, though, how sharp that is, because how many times do we see this ball hit the foot, but the batter almost swing? That is the kind of pitch, though. You rarely see Charlie hit a guy with a fastball. It's mostly on that back foot curveball.
Well, he got Tellez to swing and miss. He wouldn't mind a ground ball here, and a chance to double up the Brewers' barrel-chested first baseman. This guy just looks like a Brewer, doesn't he?
But I mean, you're trying to say he looks like he's from like the Midwest?
Yes. He's not. He's a California kid, but barrel-chested, strong man.
What are you trying to say?
My kind of player. He's having a great year. The pitch is bounced foul. Ryan John Tellez is Rowdy's given name.
What you're trying to say is he looks like a defensive tackle for the Wisconsin Badgers.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean that with great respect.
No, for sure. Absolutely. I mean, he's a big man.
And a man that got and needed a change of scenery from Toronto, and he's made the most of that, moving into the National League. First and second for Morton. And an even count for Rowdy Tellez. Morton got through the first with no trouble, got out of a mess in the second, has some traffic here. And this one again to left in the sunshine. Marcell didn't have to move a muscle. Perfect positioning. And Tellez is out number 2. So here's Renfroe. He's the DH today. Morton walked him to start the second inning. Renfroe 2 for 8 in the series. Almost got plunked. One thing Milwaukee's done very well this year is hit with runners in scoring position. Hasn't happened yet for them in this game. .284 hitting club. They are 0 for 3 so far against Morton today. The pitch in the air center, well hit. Duvall on his horse to the warning track. He's going to have room. Renfroe hit it 104 miles an hour off the bat, but it dies in the glove of Duvall in straightaway center, and the Braves hold a 4-0 lead.
Welcome to Hyundai Sunday, presented by your local Hyundai dealers.
Welcome back to Hyundai Sunday here at Truist Park. The skies are clearing. Braves have the lead, trying to win their second series against the National League Central. They took 2 out of 3 from the Cubs. Things are looking good against the Brewers, who are the first place team in that division here on Mother's Day Sunday. Marcell Ozuna will lead off for the Braves in the 3rd inning. Albies and Duvall will follow. The Braves got 4 in their last trip to the plate against Aaron Ashby. And in for a strike.
Yeah, Marcell 1st and 3rd last time up, and like you said, Chip, could have hit it anywhere, but hit it right past the pitcher on the bag for an easy 4-3 double play.
You think hitters are going to be happy to see the shift go away, or
yes,
you do?
100%.
That skipped up there. That got a little bit of everybody behind the plate, including C.B. Buckner. Narvaez couldn't make that play. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
But majority of guys I talk to have said, look, I don't mind it now. I've come to accustomed to it, but I would rather see it not be there.
What do you think the shift will be?
I think 2 outfielders on each side, at least, or 2 infielders on each side. I think you're going to have to be on the dirt.
On the dirt? Well, that's not how the Brewers are. They've got 3 defenders at the edge of the dirt. For Marcell with nobody on or out. And sure enough, he hits it right into the shift. And they pegged first in time for out number 1. What kind of adjustment do you think that will make for hitters? What will they have to, if anything, do differently?
I don't know that
hitters,
look. I don't know that hitters are going to adjust so much as it. You might see some of the sluggers again. I hate to say it, guys like Matt Olson, those guys, probably their average is probably going to come up 15, 20 points, I would think. Just because they're accustomed to hitting more hard line drives. Like I said, there's a few guys like that I would shift also. You know, because majority of the time that's where they're going.
On the ground to 3rd. Nice pick. And the pegged first is on the money. That takes care of Ozzie for 2 outs. One thing I really miss in the game because of all the shifting is seeing the great athleticism of the guys up the middle.
100%. That was one thing we talked to Dansby Swanson about on the plane that night. Was I said it's one of those things he said, sometimes I look to my side and literally Austin Riley's 10 feet from me. You know, and I think you do. You miss the idea of seeing those guys go up the middle and make unbelievable plays when you know they're capable of doing it.
That's something to potentially look forward to in 2023. As Adam Duvall hits with 2 outs. Ashby trying to restore a little order here.
I kind of like Dansby's idea too. If we're going to talk about that, if you, whatever you do for that hitter, it's got to stay there for the whole AB.
So no shifting with 2 strikes into a different formation.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, wherever you start's where you're at. Now, yeah, you can move a step to your left or right. That's not an issue. But I'm saying running a guy all the way across with 2 strikes.
I've talked to a major league coach about it, and I got his opinion on it. First, the 2-0. He hates the idea of banning the shift. He feels that, look, if I want to put all 9 of my guys between the first and second base bag, I should be able to do that. It's up to the hitter to make the adjustment and take what the defense gives you. Because, again, as you shift, you are trying to take something away, but in doing so, you're giving something to the hitter. In this case, for Duvall, he's got the right side of the infield to play with.
Yeah. And that's fine. I still don't. Maybe I agree with what he's saying. I just don't like it. How's that? Does that sum it up?
Well, we forgot how much the shifting in the analytical side and the evaluation of defense has changed the game, much like bullpen specialization. It's a far different game than
I think
we used
there's
to
been
see.
great things that have come out of some of these numbers and different ways to play the game that have improved the game. And there's things that, look, I don't really necessarily care for.
He shoots that ball to right field and deep. And gone. Adam Duvall with an opposite field home run. Shift that. Can't defend a home run.
No.
And Adam Duvall has his second. And it comes with 2 outs, and the Braves lead by 5.
You know, we usually think about Adam Duvall, Chip, as a strictly ball hitter. When's the last time we've seen him hit a ball hard that side in the air? He's so strong. And after a bunch of changeups, he gets a sinker. Look at this, out over the plate, running away, and just drops the bat head on it.
So it's been a while for Adams since his last home run. The Braves extend the lead, and Travis Demerit is the hitter.
That was a beautiful swing.
Duvall's last homer came against the Chicago Cubs. That'll make him feel good. And for a happy Mother's Day, 2 homers, 14 RBIs for Adam. And all of a sudden, fits and starts, partner, we're starting to see this Braves offense look like its old self. 0-2.
I mean, this gets against a good pitching staff here this series. We figured this would be a good test. Again, I think we saw the team show some fight up in New York, and I think you're seeing it again here. These 3 games, you're starting to see him get back to playing the way we saw him last year.
And strike 3. Demerit is rung up after the Duvall homer the other way into the chop house seats. Braves are looking pretty in pink today. 5-0 Atlanta after 3 innings. Charlie Morton and the Braves looking good in the rubber game of this series on Mother's Day. Adam Duvall has his second home run. The Braves add on, lead 5-0 now for Charlie Morton. And he'll have the bottom part of the Brewers order coming up here in his 4th inning of work. He's held him to 2 hits and got out of a big bases loaded mess of his own making in the 2nd inning. Looking more and more like himself as Charlie tries to win his 2nd game of the season. And right there, a strike. It's an even count. Tyrone Taylor getting the start in right today for the Brew Crew. Nearly chased that. Tantalizing pitch, but off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Charlie's changeup well off the plate. And now a 3-2 count. He's walked 2. He's hit a batter in the game. Took a little off that curveball, and Taylor a nice job to stay alive. 4 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd for the Braves on Mother's Day. Milwaukee has left 5 men on base. They've made 2 more errors, giving them 7 of those in this 3-game series. The pitch. He did not go, and Morton issues his 3rd walk. 2nd straight leadoff man has reached for Milwaukee. And Narvaez, the catcher, is coming up. Braves pitching has been terrific here at home. That's our Georgia Natural Gas impact play, Jeff. They're trying to keep the Braves in this thing.
Yeah, they've liked it here at home. Allowed 2 earned runs or less in 7 of the 8. Got a 5.81 in the first 12 games. 3.87 in the last 17. Much better work.
Man aboard for Narvaez, double play candidate. But first, the pickoff attempt at first. Narvaez has done a nice job. The Brewers are 14-3 when he starts behind the plate. We've got a real good staff, just like the Braves do. So he's in the rocking chair most of the time. He's their #1 man with Manny Pena wearing the Braves uniform now. Manny's still coming back from that injured wrist. And in for a strike. Took a foul ball or a pitched ball off that left wrist, and there's still a little bit of a goose egg on that hand.
It's been bothering him a little bit coming into the year too, so definitely didn't help.
That's close at first. Think about all the punishment, the concussive effect of a 96-mile-an-hour fastball on your left wrist as a major league catcher.
Yeah.
Well, the Braves waiting for that to get right for Manny Pena, a former Brewer. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's down the right field line. Well hit, but well fouled. And Morton has the Milwaukee catcher behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Back-to-back kind of cutter sliders for Charlie. Seen him throw more of those in his changeups today than we usually have ever seen him do.
Almost seems, Jeff, like he's trying to find something that he has a great deal of confidence in throwing. Sinkers, cutters, sliders, changeups, curveballs. And of course the big 4-seam fastball, which has been in and out today. There's the curve. And the catcher stays alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Atlanta shifts for Narvaez. And this one hit high in the air toward right. Long run for Ronald. Still going, still going, still going. Got there up against the wall. That ball was in the air forever. Excuse me, Demerit made the play in right. It was in the air forever. And he was able to catch up against the wall and made the play for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, he was shaded that right center gap. Had to go a long ways to get this ball. Good play, timing it, knowing where the wall was, and getting the second out.
Now you're double play away from getting out of the inning. Kane struck out his first time. Lorenzo 0 for 1 and backed away from that. 1 ball, no strikes. Braves 5, Milwaukee nothing. Quiet series for Lorenzo, who is now 0 for 8 against the Braves. 2 balls, no strikes. Again, the peg back to first. Look, Milwaukee Cardinals, if they're going to win their division, they're going to have to make hay against the Pittsburgh Pirates and Cincinnati Reds. And that's exactly what Craig Counsell's club did on their just completed homestand. The pitch. It's a beauty, in for a strike. You look at the Central. Pittsburgh 11-15, the Cubs 9-17, and the Reds are 4-23. Cincinnati's been outscored by 83 runs.
Yeah, but they won yesterday.
They did. They did. But they're losing again today. 2-0 to the Pirates. Be a long year on the banks of the Ohio. The pitch is on the ground. Right to Dansby. Flip to second one. On to first. A double play. Charlie Morton works around the leadoff walk. Nice catch by Demerit. A 6-4-3 twin killing, and the Braves go back to work at the plate. Today's A-list member of the game is Melanie Cotton of Hampton, Georgia. This is Melanie's first year as a member, and her favorite A-list perk is getting to work with her personal service rep, Cameron. Congratulations to Melanie Cotton, today's A-list member of the game. That's a great way to spend Mother's Day with your family as an A-list member here at Truist Park.
Why not? And with a nice 5-0 lead going to the bottom of the fourth.
Where Dansby Swanson, William Contreras, and Ronald Acuna Jr. are coming to the plate against Aaron Ashby. Somewhat apropos that a man named Aaron is pitching against the Braves on Hank Aaron weekend.
Yeah, it's been a good weekend.
It has been.
Good crowds, a couple good games, and hopefully a series win here in a couple hours.
Dansby walked and scored in the Braves' 4-run second. Oh, another shot to Narvaez. He took one off the thigh earlier, and he's down in a heap in the right-hand batter's box. Where did this get him? Oh,
that one almost on top of it right there. Man.
And then, of course, the trainer comes out and says, well, here, did it hit you here? And then push on the spot. That's the one danger about catching on one knee. That upper thigh is completely and totally exposed as opposed to the standard butterfly. And he's gotten nailed twice in this game. Somewhere, former Braves catcher and Brewers broadcaster Bob Uecker is laughing and saying, boy, I'm glad that's not me.
100%.
And Narvaez will stay in the game.
One of those players you always say, we're laughing with you, not at you.
Correct. And exhibit 1002 of why they call the catcher's equipment the tools of ignorance. The pitch is inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Good work by the bottom of the Braves lineup today. Duvall has hit a homer. Demerit singled and scored. Swanson's walked and scored. Contreras walked with the bases loaded.
Well, that's when this offense gets going, when it's deep like that, 1 through 9.
And Dansby goes up the middle. Love it. He's aboard for the second time. Braves starting to find some holes now, getting a little more confidence at the plate.
Look at it, stays through that ball nice. See how his front side never opens up. It's a base knock.
Here's William. 3 RBIs for him.
William hadn't seen a ball yet.
Nope.
Walked on 4 pitches last time, and first pitch ball there.
Love watching young players mature at the major league level. And Contreras has put in a lot of hard work, not just at AAA, but here with the big league club. And getting an opportunity with Manny Pena down due to injury, and he's making the most of it. And not just what he does at the plate, but we've talked about it a couple of times in his last several starts. Much improved defensive player, much smoother, polished, I guess is the way I'd put it. And that's a credit to William first and foremost, but to Sal Fasano and his crew here at the big league level.
I think the good thing for him, the last 3-4 months of the season last year, going down and catching every day in AAA.
And he takes another walk. So it sets up beautifully for Acuna, first and second with nobody out. Ronald's up in a 5-0 game. Here's our ultra strong stat presented by Charmin.
Even though he didn't have much, no spring training, and not much of a minor league season, he's reached base safely in all 8 games. Last 8 home games versus Milwaukee, 375 with 10 runs coming into today's action.
So a chance for some more damage for Acuna, who's reached twice. He's scored a run. And he's knocked one in. It's in for a strike. Well, I love how the Braves are putting the ball in play. Jeff, 2 times through the order, 2 strikeouts.
Yep.
5 runs on 6 hits. Braves have earned 3 walks. And they are cashing in every chance, it seems, against Aaron Ashby. Dansby was getting a gigantic lead at second, and then forced the Brewers left-hander to step off. So a reset for Ronald, who's homered in his last 2 games for the Braves and has reached base now in 24 consecutive. That's the second longest active streak of that kind in the big leagues. JD Martinez of the Red Sox has 26 games in a row reaching base, and we'll see JD and the Bo Sox coming here on Tuesday. Boston having a disappointing start to their season. They're 10-18 and in last in the AL East. One ball, 2 strikes.
Good eye. Trying to move it around, gone changeup, slider, sinker, slider. Trying anything he can to keep Ronald off balance.
And not throw him a fastball.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Ronald's itching to split a gap at the least here. A lot of pawing around on that Milwaukee defense. They've been in the field a long time today as the sun shining brightly here at Truist Park. Dansby takes off. Pitch low. Narvaez will try to nail the trail runner, and that's wide of the mark. A double steal for Atlanta. Love it.
And they force the action. Never looked them. They got a good read. One look gone.
And a good read by William too. Isn't that the rule of thumb?
Oh, yeah,
First guy goes, you follow him?
Absolutely. You're watching him pretty much the whole time, trusting your first base coach if they try to backpick you.
So this can't be fun for the Brewers. The infield is in on a 3-2 count for Ronald Acuna Jr. The pitch. Scorched, and that almost got Dansby, who skipped the rope at third. And Ronald's telling him move over. That was close. And that's why you stand in foul ground. If you're in fair territory and that ball hits you, you're out.
Yep.
And that's why it's not fun for the infield against Acuna playing this close. 3-2 pitch. So Swanson with his 3rd stolen base of the year. Contreras his 1st in his career at 2nd. And a good battle here with the Braves leadoff man and DH Ronald Acuna Jr. They're beginning to rustle around in the Brewers bullpen. Ashby has not had an easy time of it. He's had a base runner or more in every inning in this game. He's already up to 70 pitches and nobody out. Here it is. And that stayed high. Boy, the Braves are doing an excellent job of controlling the strike zone today. 4 walks. And again, the Braves have the bases loaded. This time, though, Jeff, with nobody out.
Well, they're just taking whatever they give him right now. And Ronald had some good swings, and after that, didn't get anything he wanted and took his walk.
Four career grand slams for Matt Olson. He's up for the 3rd time in the 4th inning, and Ashby missed badly. Narvaez looking into the dugout. We might get another visit here as the bullpen just started to warm up, and we will. And the entire Milwaukee infield will join this conversation as the Brewers talk over this tough spot. Bases loaded, nobody out. Let's step aside for a word from Zaxby's.
It's the new Signature Club with bacon and cheese, remixed by Zaxby's.
Not really much to say in this spot, is there?
No.
We're down 5. You got the bases loaded.
You got nowhere to put anybody.
Yep.
More than anything, at this point, you're trying to give someone else time to warm up and really try to calm your pitcher down, because one mistake here and that could be ball game.
And this is what we talked about with young Aaron Ashby. As talented as he is, the one knock is walks people.
Yeah, walks people and just hadn't had the experience yet. And you always wonder sometimes how that affects a guy. You know, he got 2 starts in a row, then he pitched, kind of piggybacked out of the pen. Now he's back to this. It's just tough.
13 games last year. Did not pitch in 2020 because of the cancellation of the minor league season. As Olson pops this one up. This one is in foul ground, and that'll be put away by Tellez for out number 1. Not an infield fly rule. The ball was in foul territory, but it is the first out of the inning, and Austin Riley is coming up. Riley's reached on an error and struck out swinging. Still think that E1 should be a hit.
So do I.
We'll see if it's changed in time for Tuesday's game with Boston. Big chance for Riley. Put it in play. And hit the top half of the ball there. Strike 1. Braves had him 1st and 3rd in the 1st. And the bases loaded in the 2nd. Scored 4. Got a Duvall homer in the 3rd. And this one gets away, and that's going to score Dansby standing up. Everybody moves up 90 feet. So the Braves in this game, offensively, Jeff, the word I'd use, have been relentless.
Relentless, taking advantage, forcing the issues on the base pass. I hate to say it, Chip, that's just almost kind of laziness there by Narvaez. Just try to scoop it instead of kind of get down with it.
I wonder if he can move.
Yeah, well, and that's the other thing. I mean, sure, he's hurting.
So wild pitch makes it 6-0. Infield in again. And Riley didn't get that. A ball and 2 strikes. Six runs on 6 hits. Every mistake the Brewers have made in this Last couple games the Braves have feasted on. Two and two. Trying to shoot that ball to right and stayed alive. It's still an even count. Ashby ready. Here it is. And Riley swung through that. So Austin is down on strikes for the second time. Only the third strikeout for the Braves offense. And now Marcell Ozuna's coming up with a base open and 2 down. Ozuna's hit the ball hard twice, but he's hit it to the second baseman twice, once into a double play.
If he can kind of shoot this thing and break it open.
That ball in on his hands and he fouled it away. Strike one for Marcell Ozuna. Braves winning big today. Phillies holding a 3-2 lead in the bottom of the 8th inning at Citizens Bank Park in game 1 of the double dip. One ball, one strike for Ozuna. Fly ball center. And that's going to be playable for Lorenzo Cain. He's got it. And that'll retire the side. Braves score a run on a wild pitch to extend the lead. Good Mother's Day Sunday so far in Atlanta. Time for an Xfinity game break. Told you the Mets and Phillies have a doubleheader today. And Bryce Harper limited to DH duties because of a forearm problem. No problem with him hitting. The Phillies star gets a home run off Max Scherzer. Phillies lead the Mets 3-2. That game is in the bottom of the 8th inning at Citizens Bank Park. Here in Atlanta, big crowd has really enjoyed things to this point. 6 runs on 6 hits. Charlie Morton no runs on 2 hits. And Morton will face the 9-1-2 hitters for Milwaukee as we hit inning number 5. I'm guessing the crowd of about 34,000 today. Jeff guessed 36,422. Our booth mom, Val Burrell, does such a great job for us upstairs. Happy Mother's Day to Val. She's guessing 35,000 plus. And James, our stat man, 35,127 is his count. We'll see. We have seen the Braves play a great game to this point. And a chance for Atlanta to win its 2nd series of the season. Can't say enough about how well the games have been attended here in the early going for the defending world champs. The Braves are averaging over 37,000 fans a game.
It's been great so far.
Swing and a miss. Jace Peterson over the top of that. That's Charlie Morton like. And that's his 5th strikeout.
Well, this is the back foot one that Charlie wants to do right there. He starts it out over the plate a good bit, where when it dives, it's just on the inner part and not on his back shoe.
That's got to be fun for Jace Peterson. You sit around the first 2 games of the series, and oh, by the way, we're going to throw you
Charlie Morton
against Charlie Morton. Go get him, kid. Colton Wong, the batter. Charlie Morton is one of the most self-reflective players I've ever seen in the major leagues. He's such a fascinating quote, and he's so self-analytical. I'll be fascinated to see what his take is on this game.
I would say he'd be, if I had to guess, he'd be happy with obviously the result right now. His pitches are sharper. Probably economically he would have wanted to be a little bit sharper to take the ball a little bit deeper. But I tell you this, I mean, it's been a huge improvement. I think at the end of the Mets game we saw, and today, the swings and misses he's starting to get.
Right.
And I think for him, that's a great sign.
So 1-2 strikes for Colton Wong, the Brewers' second baseman. The pitch. Good try by Contreras, but didn't get the call. It's now even 2-2. Guess that's the luxury of being a starting pitcher in the major leagues. Unlike an everyday player, you have 2 or 3 days to really go back, study the film, think about it.
Yeah.
Be happy with a good performance or be miserable after things don't go well for you. As this one will hang up for Ozuna, who got a good jump. That takes care of Colton. 2 outs. And Willy Adames will be the hitter. We'll continue that thought after a quick message from Delta.
Delta, proud to be the official airline of the 2021 World Champion Atlanta Braves.
We say it all the time, Jeff. The great thing about baseball, when things are going well, you play the next day. When things are going badly, you play the next day. There's the obvious relentlessness of the schedule. It's truly the greatest marathon in sports.
That's a great thing for a position player. When you're going bad, you get to go back in there the next day for the most part. But you also don't get some time off to correct some things if you need to. Kind of doing it on the fly.
Whereas a starting pitcher, every 5th day.
Yes, I mean, you have a great start. You're loving yourself for 4 days.
Yeah.
Getting to really enjoy it. But if you have a clunker, you got to wait for more to get out there.
And wear it.
Yep.
Right? 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, base is empty. Morton in command, 6-0 lead for him. This one to center, and Adam Duvall is going to gather that in. Much more efficient hitting for Charlie Morton. A 1-2-3 frame. He's qualified for the win. Atlanta in command of Game 3. Now it's time for our All-State Mayhem moment. Ozzie trying to make up with everybody. You know, that first shot. That first shot is eerily reminiscent of our pregame production meetings. That's how our producer Gretchen Caney talks to us to make sure that we stay in line for the broadcast.
Yes, exactly.
As Gustave is on for the Brewers. Ashby out of the game after 4 innings of 6-hit, 6-run baseball. Braves having some fun today. Had some fun last night. A game last evening we talked about in the opening comments. One that might really springboard this ball club. They played well in every facet. So an encouraging sign against a real good Milwaukee team. A team that leads the National League Central. Ozzie Albies is singled, and he's scored a run today. He's also grounded out. So Albies will take a 5-game hitting streak into tomorrow's day off. Braves saw Gustave here on Friday night. He gave up a run in the 8th inning. That was Dansby Swanson's home run. Braves have action in their bullpen. Looks like Charlie Morton will be taken down after his 5 innings. This one off the end of the bat and popped up left side. Adames at short is there, and Ozzie is out number 1. Adam Duvall, the batter. Very impressive 3rd inning sequence, Jeff. opposite field homer.
And he gets a two-seamer out over the plate and shoots it to right field as our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud 364. More impressive to me, though, was the swing that he took. A good pass to the ball, hit it where it was pitched. Got his second home run of the year.
I love it when pull hitters hit the ball the other way. And he just got hit with a breaking ball on the elbow guard. He takes a peek into the Brewers dugout. Can't imagine there's anything to do with that other than just a bad pitch from Gustave.
Yeah, it was a slider.
So Duvall is at first on the hit batsman with one out.
Slider just backed up.
Well, it's a great piece of safety equipment, isn't it? That front lead elbow guard. So another Braves base runner in the 5th inning with one out. Demerit's the hitter. He's singled and scored in 2 trips. The 1-1 and under the hands. There it is now behind in the count. And right through that, 2 outs in the inning. Demerit strikes out for the 2nd time today. Dansby Swanson scored a couple of runs. He'll be the next Atlanta hitter. Mark your calendars for the 7 bobblehead giveaways that we announced last week. Brian Snitker with his World Series trophy. Eddie Rosario's MVP in the NLCS. Ronald's bat flip. Tyler Matzik, Ian Anderson, and Charlie Morton will also be featured. There's an Ozzie Albies giveaway too. Check them all out. Get your tickets at braves.com/promos. Base hit by Dansby to right. Love it. He is coming on like a house of fire. Dansby Swanson hitting well over 320 in the last 2 weeks. Has reached base 3 times. 1 hit up the middle. This one the opposite way.
I love when his eyesight's right there and just shoots it the other way. That's the thing. Keep doing that, and then you start feeling good, and you get going. Then that's when, bam, you turn on one and get the big home run.
So a good day for the Braves offense.
Now let's see if Contreras sees a strike. 8 pitches today, 8 balls.
And he's taking them. 2 walks. One of them with the bases loaded for an RBI. Six runs on 7 hits for the Braves. The Brewers have walked 4 hitters. They've hit a batter. They've made 2 more errors. And boy, the Braves have needed a game like this, Jeff. It's been a while since they've had a big lead in a ball game.
Yeah.
Every at bat has had such heaviness, such tension, such import. But they're up 6 runs in the home 5th. They won the road trip wrap up in New York 9-2. Beat the Cubs 5-1 to win that series. And the 16-4 win over Washington. Everything else has been pretty close, within a run or two every day or every night. Swing and a fly ball belted. No doubt about it. Contreras is having a huge day. They're not just catching them. They're hitting them. Man, the receiving core for Atlanta is scorching hot all of a sudden.
Tell you what, when the ball comes off his bat, it sounds like a shotgun out there. I mean, that ball was absolutely hammered.
And this is how the Braves played last year. They'd get guys on, and then all of a sudden, somebody would unload.
Two-seamer center cut ran right back out over the plate. Look at the weight transfer. No doubter.
113 off the bat. And the third homer for Contreras, a 3-run bomb. And the Braves have a 9-0 lead.
All three have been exactly like that, too.
4:36, the tail of the tape. So a 9-0 Atlanta game. Happy Mother's Day, Braves country. This has been great to see. And fouled away. Narvaez is going to need a hug.
Yeah.
0-2. The ice bath for him will feel terrific. He's been battered and bruised behind the plate. Ronald's reached base all 3 times today, but he's down 0-2. Infield hit to start the game. He stole a base. Reached on a force play in the second. That brought home a run. He walked in the fourth. Swing and a shot by Ronald. Line drive. That ball is off the top of the wall. He'll turn on the jets and head for second. He'll dive in safely. I think he thought, and a lot of the folks thought, that was gone. It just died at the yellow line.
No, it just was not high enough. The ball was hit so hard. I mean, he missed this by a foot. Look at that, trying to go away with the slider, and it backed up right over the middle of the plate. See how quiet his bat is. It's amazing. Just missed it.
Another foot, that would have been gone. So the Braves continue to pound away here. 55 doubles for the Braves offense. Only the Boston Red Sox have more. This is the man that leads everybody in that category. Matt Olson has 12 of them, including one in the second. And a swing and a miss. It's 0-2. I'm sure Matt would say I'll take the double, but it comes with an asterisk. It went about 170 feet.
Unbelievable.
But it counts.
Yeah. You get doubles in different ways. The one Ronald just hit.
Yeah.
And that one.
And a swing and a miss will end the inning. Another big frame for the Braves bats. A hit batsman and a single. Then Contreras came up. 2-homer game April 29th. A 3-run homer on Mother's Day May 8th. Braves routing the Brewers 9-0 after 5. This Mother's Day, join MLB and Susan G. Komen in the fight against breast cancer. Scan the QR code displayed on your screen to learn more. Yes, we honor Mom in all possible ways today. And the Braves holding up their end of the bargain against the Brewers, enjoying a 9-0 lead, as we suspected. Charlie Morton, 5 innings, 2 hits, shutout ball with 3 walks. And 5 strikeouts.
Yeah, 91 pitches. No need to send him back out in this type of game. I think another step in the right direction for Charlie Morton.
So Colin McHugh will start the 6th inning out of the Braves bullpen. He'll have Yelich, Tellez, and Hunter Renfroe coming up. Well, this is shaping up to be a real good week for Atlanta. You split the 4 with the Mets. And in great position to take 2 out of 3 from the division leading Brewers. That's how you get back on the right side of things. That's some good news in Philadelphia. The Phillies held off the Mets in game 1 of the doubleheader. That's a 3-2 final. A chance to gain ground on New York if the Braves can finish off the Brew Crew in the rubber match today. Yelich is 0 for 1. He's also been hit by a pitch. And Colin McHugh with a breaking ball strikes out Yelich. And there's out number 1.
Well, for our crew here for Mother's Day today, look at that little guy. Is that Chip and Lila?
Yep. We won't tell you how long ago that was.
And there's my mom, Karen. And there's Kelly and her lovely mom, Sandy. Look at that. 3 lovely moms, and they raised 3 great kids, right?
Well, 2. We'll let the audience decide which 2 it is. No, but a happy Mother's Day.
Absolutely.
Yes. Rowdy Tellez, the hitter, facing Colin McHugh. His granddad celebrated his birthday here on Friday, 96 years young. Kelly, I understand Colin did something nice for his mom.
Yeah, you talk about a veteran husband move right here. Bringing the 2 little ones in with him this morning. And guys, they were just so cute. Marching around behind Dad with the orange juice and the chocolate milk. But that meant wife got the morning off. And I'm sure probably here now watching him pitch with the 2 youngins. But nothing like maybe sleeping in a little bit on Mother's Day, I'll tell you.
Dad would say she deserves it.
Yes. Yes, indeed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. For Rowdy Tellez, who came to Atlanta red hot. Knock on wood, the Braves have cooled him off here the last couple of games.
I'll tell you one of the cool things today, too, is like Contreras, Duvall, you know, hitting a home run on Mother's Day with the pink bat. I did one back when we played the White Sox one time, gave the bat to my mom, and she still got it hanging up down in Florida at her house.
2-2 pitch. That's skied towards center. And Duvall will gallop over and make that play for out number 2. I love what Brian Snitker said. His pregame press conference talked about Mother's Day and specifically his wife Ronnie. I think all of us would agree, whether it's our moms or our spouses, they give us a freedom to pursue our dreams, and they're the real rocks that make all of this work. I mean, Brian talked a lot about that. His wife Ronnie is a cancer survivor. She was the lady who was responsible for taking care of the kids while holding down a full-time job and then dragging the kids all across the country while Brian was either playing or managing. And now those 2 together, a formidable team who are enjoying this Mother's Day in 2022, as all of us are. Snit's a great family man. There are the Snitkers. Beautiful family. Beautiful game at Truist Park.
Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by your local Ford dealer, Delta Airlines, keep climbing, and by Truist. When you start with care, you get a different kind of bank.
Happy Mother's Day, Braves country. Atlanta 9, Milwaukee nothing. And the Braves are up in the bottom of the 6th inning. Charlie Morton with 2 hits. And no runs in his 5 innings. Colin McHugh just got him 1, 2, 3 in the 6th. And now a man that needs some work. Brent Suter hasn't pitched since Wednesday. This guy was a 12-game winner out of the bullpen. Brent Suter. And this can't be a fun at bat. A lot of elbows, kneecaps. And boy, he looks like he quick pitches you with every delivery.
Yeah.
His fastball, at least that one, was 89 miles an hour, but everything else looks like it's coming at you at 100 plus. Look at how fast everything is. 1, 2, 3, boom. And low to Riley, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Led all major league relievers in wins last year, did lefty Brent Suter. This is his 9th game of the year. And that's dumped out of play right side. Riley's still alive after 2 strikeouts. He also reached on the questionable E1 in the 1st inning. So Riley 0 for 3, 0 for 9 in the series. Had him reaching. This one popped. Shift was on. Who wants it? In right, it'll be Taylor. And Austin Riley is retired. One man out on a beautiful Hyundai Sunday as the Brewers and Braves wrap up this 3-game series here at Truist Park. This is the last time we'll see Milwaukee in Atlanta in regular season play this year. We will face the Brewers again next week up at American Family Field in Wisconsin. Ozuna's 0 for 3. And takes a strike. It's been great getting back out on the road and renewing acquaintances with our old baseball fans and friends. Braves fans were all over the place on the last road trip in Texas and in New York. Always great to go back to Milwaukee, from whence the Braves came. Think of all the great Milwaukee Braves players. Joe Adcock and Hank Aaron, of course. Johnny Logan, Ernie Johnson Sr., Warren Spahn, and the like. Such a great kindred spirit, I guess, between the Braves and Brewers, if you want to call it that. And we'll hope to catch up with Mr. Baseball, Bob Uecker, who's not traveling with the Brewers this year. Still at the mic. Well over 50 seasons as one of the great faces of the Brewers franchise.
Still trying to catch the ball.
Trying to help out Narvaez any way he can. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Braves have out hit him 9-2. They've outscored him 9-0. The pitch. And Marcel takes ball 4. Braves are taking what the Brewers are giving them. That's 5 walks and a hit batsman in this game. And there's a start to the Atlanta 6th. Ozzie Albies the hitter. Ozzie 1 for 3. A second inning single and run scored. The Braves got 4 in the second and have scored in every inning since. A 1 count. Love how the players are in the spirit of Mother's Day. All the high pink socks, the pink shoes, the bats, the wristbands. Even our colleague Peter Moylan got in on the fun. He's got his pink shoes today.
I would expect nothing less from Peter.
He and Trevor Scales will have Braves live after Atlanta wins this series.
Pink.
Off the end of the bat, fouled back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes. Short lead by Ozuna, and that's high. It's 2-2. 17 pitches for Suter, 9 strikes. Again, he hasn't pitched since Wednesday, so he might be a little bit rusty right now. As Ozzie pops this one up, Adames drifts back about 15 feet into the outfield grass, and he'll put the 2-handed squeeze on that. 2 men down. Adam Duvall, the batter, he scored twice. Long home run for Duvall the other way. That highlights his Mother's Day Sunday in Atlanta. Just love the diversity that the Braves offense has showed in this game. It was not over reliant on homers. One from Contreras, one from Duvall. They've put the ball in play. They've taken advantage of some wildness, some poor Milwaukee defense. And Duvall, the 6th place hitter, the 6, 7, 8, 9 guys for the Braves today have scored 7 runs. And you want to know, as Jeff said, how the Braves can make up a lot of ground in the divisional race in a hurry? That's exactly how. When these guys are productive, you know the others will be. Back our way and just out of reach. And we got the official crowd count in.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
36,551.
Missed it by about 100.
Jeff obviously went and paid off Beth Marshall, the Braves communications vice president, to get the official crowd count before the game started. Like they say in golf, sometimes you win the match on the first tee.
Ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
So great crowd for the Braves today with the 36,000 plus. Braves are just a skosh shy of 600,000 in home attendance. That'll take care of Duvall and the Braves in the 6th. Suter, nice recovery. To the 7th we go. It's all Atlanta at home.
Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Landmark Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Xfinity, supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi, unbeatable internet, only from Xfinity, and by Georgia Natural Gas. Live the greener life.
5 shutout innings for Charlie Morton today. The Braves supported him with 9 runs. As we move to the top of the 7th inning, Charlie Morton playing follow the leader with Max Fried last night. That's Inside the Numbers, presented by Hyundai.
That's kind of what we've expected to see the last 2-3 months from those guys, and now Max doing his part, and you're seeing Charlie start to get back to where he knows he can be and needs for this team for him to be.
Charlie's next start, we assume, will be against the Padres. We'll be in next weekend. Braves have a couple of off days coming up this week. That's why you might see O'Day and 2 more relievers for the Braves the rest of the way today. Got to get these guys some work, as well as Max pitched last night. Atlanta used just 2 relievers. So again, it's the old rest versus rust theory for a major league manager. Smith does an excellent job of managing that workload for his relief corps. The pitch to Tyrone Taylor is over but low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Taylor has one of the 2 Brewers hits. And for Milwaukee, this will be their worst loss since the Cardinals beat them 10-1 on Income Tax Day, April 15th. 1-2 count.
What a great day, you know.
That's just the best, isn't it? 2-2. Phillies beat the Mets in game 1 of 2, 3-2. That's good news. Bryce Harper, as we showed you, hit a home run off Max Scherzer. And O'Day ready. The pitch. Strike 3, froze him. So the last 2 make it the last 3 innings. The Brewers leadoff man has struck out. This time Taylor takes strike 3 called, and Narvaez the hitter. Can't say enough about the Braves bullpen. They have been as good as Alex Anthopoulos hoped they would be when he put this crew together.
And that ball backed up a little bit, but still caught the inside part. Easy strike 3.
34 strikeouts in 27 2/3 innings for the Braves bullpen this month. So they have been able to, by and large, shut down opposing rallies. Friday's game, a bump in the road, but that's going to happen. As Narvaez battling through a couple of wicked foul balls that nailed him in the left thigh. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. And that April 15th date was the start of a 2-game losing streak for Milwaukee. That's the last time they've lost back-to-back games. The Braves are trying to do that to them here in Atlanta today. And off his knuckles out of play, it's 0-2. O'Day with that unique delivery, that side-winding motion. Proof positive you don't have to throw 95 miles an hour to be effective. He hits spots. And that one jammed the left-hand hitting Brewers catcher. Braves shift for him, the pitch. And he goes the other way, but Ozuna drifts back. Plenty of room for Marcel. And 2 up, 2 down. Stick around for the stretch presented by Georgia Natural Gas after Timothy Miller dazzles this 36,000 numbered crowd. Trevor and Peter will break down Charlie Morton's day today. That's on the stretch coming up in just a moment. And here's Lorenzo Cain. He is 0 for Atlanta.
He's had a tough series. More than that, a couple errors for him on the defensive side, which you don't usually see.
On the ground, right to Dansby. He'll gobble that up and the throw to first. Colin McHugh on 1-2-3 sixth. Darren O'Day a 1-2-3 7th. And boy, the Braves looking good these last 2 games. A super game last night with the Braves winning by a 3-2 final score. Outstanding defense and Max Fried the big story. Today it was Charlie Morton and awesome offense. 9 runs on 9 hits for the Braves, who took advantage of some Milwaukee wildness and some defensive issues afield for Craig Counsell's club. So on this Mother's Day Sunday, the Braves looking good. A chance to win their 2nd series of the season. They enjoy a 9-0 lead as we welcome Timothy Miller to the center of the diamond for God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet
The Stretch is brought to you by Georgia Natural Gas. Live the greener life.
Welcome into The Stretch, presented by Georgia Natural Gas. Trevor Scales, Peter Moreland out here with you outside on the Battery at Truist Park. And Peter, even though the offense is a lovely thing to see rolling, that is not to take away from Charlie Morton's day. 5 innings of just 2 hits, shutout baseball. It's good to see the full repertoire working for him.
I will say it's lovely. It was beautiful to see. They say this is a game of adjustments, or I'd say it's a game of constant adjustments. Charlie, at the back end of the last outing, found a rhythm, found something against the Mets, and he came out today and he looked a lot better. I think getting out of that jam in the 2nd inning allowed him to relax a little bit, find himself. He went with a different arsenal today. He went with a lot of sinkers and a lot of change-ups early on, and then he was able to find that curveball late in the game. He was outstanding. Get out of there with 5 shutout innings and get him confident for the next time out. Can't wait to see him back out there again.
Oh, we look at the Mother's Day because we got to show love on this
Look
wonderful
at my
holiday.
mum. Dale Louise, I miss you so much, Mum. And look at this, the Risa scales.
Nailed it.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you. You see, I get honored when folks walk up to me and say you look just like your mama, because that's a beautiful woman. I'm not mad at it.
That's absolutely true.
Absolutely. So we will get you back to some more Braves baseball after a quick word from our friends at Georgia Natural Gas.
Ready to play ball with a new gas company? Georgia Natural Gas knocks it out of the park with simple service and great rates. And when it comes to helping the environment, GNG's Greener Life program makes it as easy as paying your gas bill. Sign up with a home team today at gng.com.
Moms have more fun, especially when the hometown team's up 9-0. That's the case for the Braves today. The pitching staff set down 11 straight Brewers. And again, a happy Mother's Day. Thank you so much to our crew for showing the pictures of all of our moms today. As Brent Suter back to work, he'll lace up his spikes and face the lower third of the Braves order here in the 7th. Demerit, Dansby, and William Contreras. The bottom of the order for Atlanta was awesome in the first 6 innings today. 7 runs for this group.
Yeah, they took care of business today.
4 in the 2nd, single runs in the 3rd and 4th, 3 in the 5th. Contreras with a big homer. And Travis couldn't stop his swing, even count. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Suter likes to try to work quick, so he kind of gets that ball and goes.
The 2-1 pitch is caught out and missed. It's 2-2. You got anything special for Katie today on Mother's Day?
Just trying to cook out tonight when we get home. The kids, I'm sure I'll do bath time.
Perfect. Exactly.
What about you?
No, I'm solo, man. Family's back home in Florida. So it'll be watch some baseball and hockey later on tonight.
Yeah, see if your Blues can win a game.
That'd be nice, as Demerit is out number 1. That's what's so great about this ballpark in this area of Atlanta. Such a wonderful family atmosphere. All the kids out with moms today.
Yep.
And the Battery will be hopping afterward on a comfortable Sunday. Look at her all dressed up in her Braves gear. Love the bows. Fans all across the Southeast joining us this weekend as that's out of play. Off the bat of Dansby Swanson, who's had a terrific approach at the plate today. 2 singles, a walk, 3 runs scored. And we hope to have big crowds here on Tuesday and Wednesday. The Red Sox make their one and only visit to Atlanta. Red Sox a different looking club with Trevor Story on their club. They got a blow this week. Chris Sale has a rib problem. He was hopeful of coming back from arm injuries, but now he's set back until June or July. As this one is trickling to the left side, and the peg to first is in time. And Dansby's not going to be happy about that. His future brother-in-law threw him out with the 2nd out of the inning. Here's a quick message from Texas Pete.
Welcome to the tribe. The Texas Pete tried and true. Texas Pete, sauce like you mean it.
So here's Contreras. Williams reached 3 times. A 4 RBI day for him, including a bases loaded walk. And that long home run. And I'm with you, Jeff. When he hits the ball, it has that sound.
Yep.
I know here at Truist Park, and it's so wonderful to see. Before the games, fans can get the on-field pass and watch batting practice from the warning track. If you get a chance to do that, go down and listen. And the sound that a barreled ball makes, like when Contreras hit his or when Ronald is batting, there is a ring after the point of contact that is just so distinctive in a major league game. And when you're down on the field and you see these guys so effortlessly hit the ball 115, 120 miles an hour off the bat and 400 feet, it's truly an amazing feat and well worth the price as Contreras chased one here to end the 7th inning. Zipping right along to the 8th we go. It's 9-0 Atlanta.
She means the world to me. I know she's been through a lot this past year. And I just want to say it's your day. Happy Mother's Day, and happy Mother's Day to every mom out there.
She's my biggest supporter. She's my biggest fan. She in the stands watching from home on the couch. She thinks she's on the mound pitching when I come in.
So happy Mother's Day to AJ Minter's mom. Happy Mother's Day to you as we move to the 8th inning. It's a 9-0 Atlanta game. And Tyler Matzik is going to come on and pitch for the Braves. Why would Tyler Matzik be in a game like this? Well, things haven't gone well for Tyler. In his last 2 innings, he's given up 5 runs. He's walked 5. He has struck out 3, and he's given up a home run. And to our point earlier, Jeff, about Snit doing a great job of managing not just the game, but the players themselves. This is what they call a low leverage situation. Let him come in, hopefully find himself and get back to being the Tyler Matzik we so appreciated last year.
Yeah, Snit said he's the one guy you worry about right now. You know, for him mentally after all he went through last year, and that's what Snit's saying more than anything. What you have overcome and accomplished.
That's a good start. Down and away strike. And it's amazing, as talented as guys are, and this is not just Tyler, the razor's edge between success and struggle is so thin. As this ball is whacked down the right field line, but into the seats foul. And that's part of the deal, right? I mean, you're in so many ways as good as your last at bat or your last pitch or your last outing if you're a relief pitcher. And certainly we know Tyler is a lot better than the sum total of his last 4 games. So hopefully a game like this, come in, work on some stuff, leave feeling good about yourself, and go on a positive run. That one off the pitcher's glove. And Jace Peterson is going to reach. If that sticks, it's an out. If it gets by him, it's maybe flagged down by Riley. Instead, Matzik gives up a hard hit off his glove to lead off the 8th inning. That is the first Brewers hit since the 3rd inning.
And he almost got his glove out right off the edge. Tried to snow cone it. And with Jace Peterson's speed, no chance.
So a man aboard, Colton Wong. That snaps 11 straight retired by the Braves. Wong singled in the 3rd inning. He's lined out and grounded out since. And that's upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. And Tyler Matzik's journey in professional baseball is one of the most remarkable ones we've talked about. #1 pick, won his major league first game against the Braves while pitching for the Rockies. And went through the mental struggles of being a professional baseball player. It almost cost him his career. With a lot of hard work, a lot of personal introspection, Matzik made his way back, was recommended to the Braves by Walt Weiss, and as you know, last year against the Dodgers, pitched one of the greatest postseason innings in Braves history. All those strikeouts, including one of Mookie Betts, and his reaction was one we'll never forget.
Priceless.
And so for the casual fan, it's easy to say, we'll just go back and do that again.
Yeah.
Doesn't work that way.
It's not that simple.
Doesn't work that way. So Wong behind in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. I think we're all guilty, at least I am. I think we forget Major League Baseball players, as fortunate, as gifted, as talented as they are, have the same struggles that regular folk, if I can use that term in the way it's intended, have. They have to do it, though, on a very bright stage where everybody's watching. And that is not easy. 1-2 count is high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. But as you know, you're 1 good outing away from putting all that behind you.
Yep.
And This has been a good outing for the Braves club, leading 9-0. As Jace Peterson a short lead, the Braves don't bother to hold him. And that's a little high, full count. Three-two pitch, and that's outside. Ball 4. 2 on. Nobody out. Here's a quick message from Truist.
Jessica was born to care.
That's my best friend. She don't need no. Miss Hogan's class? It's Atlantis.
Today, she's a teammate at Truist, the bank that starts with care.
So 2 on, nobody out for Matzik, who was 3 inches away from catching a line drive for the first out of the inning. Our colleague Peter Moylan's with us. He's going to join us on Braves Live after the game. Peter, you've been through things like this, what Tyler Matzik is going through. First of all, what is that like, and what are you seeing from Tyler right now?
It's just minimal misses. That's the biggest thing that I'm seeing right now, is that he's getting ahead with his good located fastballs, and then it's just the other stuff. It's the secondary stuff that he doesn't seem to have the confidence in right now. Look, if he catches that ball, we're looking at maybe a completely different inning. You look at what Charlie was able to get out of in the second inning with the bases loaded, and you know, he was literally 1 pitch away from having that break open.
The word you used was confidence, as this one's up the middle for a base hit. That's going to score Jace Peterson, and the Brewers have him first and third with nobody out. It's now a 9-1 game. To pitch in the major leagues, you have to have incredible stuff. You have to be a phenomenal athlete. That confidence muscle, though, is one I think we sometimes take for granted.
And it's something that can come back so quickly as well. It's legitimately the difference between one pitch feeling great and then the next one not. It can be, you throw one breaking ball and you see the guy's reaction, you see the guy's swing, and that can click you into gear. That can be the thing. It can be a sugar pill that the pitching coach tells you before a bullpen that you try during the bullpen, and all of a sudden that might be the thing that kicks you into gear. You're constantly evolving, you're constantly changing, you're constantly adapting week to week, pitch to pitch.
You know, Peter, you talked too real quick, if you don't mind me asking. You know, I know he's not going to ever use excuses, but like a dead arm. I mean, he was used a lot down the stretch during the postseason last year in Dutch World Series. I remember Cole Hamels, after 08, won the World Series through 262 innings, and he just said in 09, my arm was not the same that year.
Well, you got to see the Royals guys.
Yeah,
and the
right.
bulk that those guys carried through 2 years, and I got to go see the Royals in 16 after those 2 years, and those guys, Hochevar, Wade Davis, Herrera, they were never really the same after that. I'm not saying this is going to happen with Tyler.
Yep.
They went back to back, and they went heavy workloads.
Yep.
The difference is Tyler didn't have the workload before he got to the big leagues with us.
And so all those bullpen innings in postseason play when it mattered most, maybe catching up in the early part of this year, as that's taken high to Christian Yelich, 2 balls and a strike. The other side of it too, Peter, is unlike a starting pitcher, let's say has a bad third inning, he sometimes can have 3 or 4 more innings to overcome that. That's not the case for a guy that comes in like Matzik in the 7th, the 8th, or even the 9th inning.
Yeah, that's right. He's got to get it quick, and that's why there's 8 of us out there, is because sometimes guys will struggle, and luckily enough we've got someone that can pick us up.
Back to the mound. Matzik will fire to second for 1 and to first, a double play. There you go.
I used to be partial to a few of those myself.
The Brewers get a run, but Yelich is doubled up, no RBI, and I would think, Peter, that's the kind of play. Look, can get him going.
Exactly. Look, a 9-0 game, he's honestly just coming into this game to try and get himself right. This isn't about results. This isn't about velocity. It's just get him through this inning, give up a couple of runs, that's fine. Make sure you feel like you can get through. He's been taken out of the last 2 or 3 games, and that's the worst feeling as a reliever, when you don't get to complete your job. So for him to get this finished, it'll be a great sign for him.
And again, to your point, Peter, he's 2 inches away from getting out of this inning with no runs. But 2 have come across, as that's a more Matzik-like pitch. 94 on the black to Rowdy Tellez. It's 0-1. 2 runs in the inning on a couple of hits, a walk, but a big double play clears the bases. A swing and a miss.
Nice slider.
See, it's just an amazing thing. Peter's right. Whether it's a sugar pill or one good outcome, all of a sudden it can turn on a dime, and maybe that'll be the case for Tyler Matzik. 9-2 score. Big shift on for the Brewers first baseman, and that just missed. Fly ball hit toward right, and Matzik is out of the inning. Yeah, 2 runs came across, but Tyler looking a little more like himself. Home 8th coming up. For the best coverage in the game, let's check out our T-Mobile coverage cam. It is Mother's Day at Truist Park. All the moms having a great time. We love you, moms.
It's a great pick.
And thanks to all the moms of our wonderful crew. We are so grateful for them today. As you look inside Truist Park on the Xfinity Live look cam, Braves looking good. Top of the order coming up, looking for more against an old familiar friend, Hobie Milner. Hobie Milner and the Braves have some unique history, Jeff. That was with the Philadelphia Phillies when Gabe Kapler was their manager.
We all remember that day.
Yep. And Ronald Acuna Jr. fouls one out of play. And Acuna has reached base 4 times. Mike Brasso is in at shortstop. They brought him up when Andrew McCutchen went to the COVID list. Milner's the son of a former big leaguer, catcher with the Toronto Blue Jays, Brian Milner. He's also played in Tampa Bay with the Angels and now with Milwaukee. He's in a 9-2 game facing Ronald Acuna Jr., who almost homered his last time up. And it's 2-2. Andy Gonzalez last night, CB Buckner today behind the plate, in my opinion, have had very good strike zones. There's not been a lot of complaining. And there's a fastball right down Peachtree. Acuna's perfect day at the plate comes to a close. He's out number 1, and Matt Olson is coming up. Off day tomorrow for the Braves. Those are always welcome. Then we will see the Boston Red Sox in town for a 2-game series. Both games for you here on Bally Sports Southeast. Tuesday's coverage begins at 6:30 Eastern and on the Bally Sports app. Braves baseball on Bally Sports is presented by Truist. Kyle Wright will open up that series for the Braves. Matt Olson, a 2-run double to highlight his first Mother's Day as a Brave. More good work against left-handed pitching for Matt. Another chance here against Milner. Broken bat, little pop, and that's going to be the second out. So Austin Riley, the final hope in the Atlanta 8th. Austin is 0 for 4.
Here's a good example of if the shift span next year. That's a knock.
Yeah. And talking to the hitters, that's the play that I think drives them the craziest. They don't mind having 2 or 3 guys on the dirt, but it's that rover spot.
Yeah, and I think that yeah, move 3 guys over on the dirt, that's fine, but you hit a line drive to right field, short right field, and it gets caught. That's frustrating.
Should be a hit, right? No balls and a strike for the Braves third baseman Austin Riley. This one hit right into the shift, right behind the second base bag. And Hobie Milner, no trouble with the Braves in the 8th inning. 3 outs to get for a series win. It's 9-2 Atlanta.
Atlanta Atlanta Braves Baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places. The Georgia Lottery. Today could be the day. And by Yellowwood. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
We move to the ninth. Braves in good position here. 7 runs over the Brewers and looking for their second series win of the season. And our Zaxby's indescribably good play. Kyle Wright, you heard Chip mention, he will take the ball in the opener against Boston. They'll play 2 against them starting on Tuesday night. We will have that coverage beginning at 6:30 on Bally Sports Southeast. And you take a look here, the first 5 starts of the season for Kyle Wright, 3-1, a 1.74 ERA. He sits 5th in the National League in earned runs and strikeouts per 9 innings. And in talking to him this morning, he goes, you know, it's pretty cool to be on a list right now with guys like Corbin Burns, who we saw last night, of course, last year's NL Cy Young Award winner. And, you know, as good as he has been, guys, this season, he told me it's actually one of the more gratifying outings for him was the last one against the Mets. Yes, he did give up the 3 runs in 7 innings of work, but he said he did that without his best stuff. Didn't really feel good about any of his off-speed stuff. Was able to use the curveball here and there, but really when he got to shoot 2 strikes, didn't have any of his strikeout pitches. So I think that says something to the confidence Kyle Wright is pitching with this season.
Yeah, you're right, Kelly. A lot of soft contact in that game. The shifts, too.
I think that's the greatest thing that we've seen from Kyle. How do you pitch when you don't have your best stuff? 7 innings, 3 runs against the Mets? Yep. I'll take it every time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So he will face the Red Sox when we join you again, as Will Smith will try to finish up this game. McHugh, O'Day, Matzik, and Smith follow Charlie Morton. Some work for the Braves relievers with the day off tomorrow. Hunter Renfroe leads off, and Smith misses high to him.
It should be an interesting series. Sox not off to the start they've wanted to this year after last year getting to the ALCS.
It's a long season. We're all guilty of forgetting that as Renfroe strokes that ball toward right. And odd route taken, but Demerit recovers for the first out. Just looking that up, I think in the last 8 years, the Braves have been over 500 3 times after 28 games. So slow starts are nothing new to this organization. Yeah. You'd prefer not to have that happen, quite obviously. But I think to a man we all agree that there's way too much talent for this team to keep playing below 500 ball for 3-4 months like they struggled to do last year. So Renfroe's the first out. Tyrone Taylor hits and takes low. 1 ball, no strikes. If this score holds, the Braves will get over 500 here at Truist Park. They'll get their run differential back to 0, which is as big an indicator of where you stand.
Remember, we saw last year they were plus run differential under 500, and eventually that kept going from, you know, plus 20, then all of a sudden plus 40, and you saw them just really pile it up.
Yeah, up in New York, when they started the series against the Mets, they were -14 in runs scored versus their opponents. Here we are a week later, and the Braves are going to be dead even. They've made up a lot of ground in a lot of time, and they're an out away from a winning week. Taylor's retired, 2 away. And here's Narvaez, the catcher. This guy deserves a gold star. He's taken a lot of punishment today, but he's gamely hung in there with an 0 for 2 day. The Brewers head to Cincinnati next. And they wrap up their road trip with the Marlins.
And with only having to use a couple bullpen guys here today, too, the Braves should be well rested for that Red Sox series coming in Tuesday night.
You'll have Devers, you'll have Trevor Story, as we talked about, Xander Bogaerts. A lot of big names for the Bo Sox coming to town on Tuesday. Again, we'll be with you here on Bally Sports at 6:30 for the first one. Boston has not released its pitching assignments for the 2-game set yet. Ian Anderson will wrap it up on Wednesday, then an off day before the Padres come in. One ball, one strike.
Beautiful.
So one more pitch ought to do it. One more pitch like that certainly will, you'd figure. 9 runs on 9 hits for the Braves today. And Smith ready with his 1-2. Fly ball shallow center. Slowing is Duvall, and the Braves win the series. They take 2 out of 3 from Milwaukee. They win it 9-2. The Braves now 14-16 on the year. Charlie Morton terrific through 5 innings, and the Braves bats were booming. A 4-run second. Home runs from Duvall and Contreras. 3 runs in the 5th. And with an off day looming tomorrow, this is a great way to celebrate Mother's Day in Atlanta, Georgia. 9-2 your final. Morton beats Ashby. And the Braves look forward to the Red Sox coming to town on Tuesday. Again, our coverage begins at 6:30 with the Red Sox here at Truist Park. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. For Kelly Kroll, for Jeff Rancour, and our entire crew, anchored by our fine producer, Gretchen Caney. Chip Carey, thank you for joining us. Stick around. Braves Live, presented by Xfinity, is coming up next. We'll see you here Tuesday night.